Hi, this is Dave with WoodHeatStoves.com. I'm here to show you a little bit about the HearthStone Shelburne. This has been an absolutely fantastic stove for us. With the list price of $19.99, it's very competitive for an all-American made cast iron stove. The HearthStone stoves have great warranties. All of the cast components are warranted for the life of the appliance. Even the glass is warranted for breakage due to thermal shock, basically heat, if it breaks on its own. Sledgehammer use is not covered. Inside the stove, all of the stainless steel burn tubes, the risers are all covered for the life of the appliance. Even the baffle has a 5-year warranty. Things that aren't covered, paint and gaskets. They only have a 1-year warranty on them. The HearthStone Shelburne is a fantastic stove for heating up to about 1,800 square feet. We've had success heating a little bit more here in our climate. In your space, it may heat anywhere from 1,000 to 1,800 or even 2,000 square feet. It can be installed in three or four different ways. One is using a single wall connector pipe, which is going to need the most clearance from combustibles. The second is to use a single wall pipe with a rear heat shield on the stove. You can get it a little bit closer to the wall that way. Third option is to use double-walled interior piping and the rear heat shield on the stove. That'll let you get the stove even closer to the wall. And this is one of the very few stoves out there that you can reduce the clearances even further using NFPA 211. NFPA 211 is not going to apply to every stove and every manufacturer unless they specifically test for those numbers. So for example, this stove with a non-combustible wall that's properly constructed, the rear heat shield on the stove and double wall pipe has a 2-inch corner clearance. So you can get it way down in there. For applications where you need a small hearth pad, for example, your hearth pad's going to stick out into a walkway, going to be a toast oven issue, you maybe have a doorway that means you need to have a smaller hearth, the HearthStone Shelburne is a great stove to consider. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Check us out at WoodHeatStoves.com.
Hey Dave, tell me more about the ash drawer and options and finishes.
Okay, so here's the ash drawer. It's got this nifty little swing down panel, very solid cast iron. It has a gasketed seal around the ash drawer, so this is going to help you remove your ashes. One of the things my customers tell me all the time is that you can crack this ash drawer, and because it's a gasketed seal, typically it's an airtight thing to the bottom of the stove. You crack your ash drawer, the air comes directly up through the open grate in the bottom of the firebox, giving a very quick startup. The manufacturer will recommend that you don't ever do that, because the potential is you can overfire your stove by giving it so much primary air. Anytime the stove glows red or your stovepipe glows red, you've overfired your stove. Just for an example, chimney pipe temperatures should never really get above 800-900 degrees. Anything above that and you're cooking it too hot. In fact, we do recommend stovepipe thermometers for anyone who's going to be burning these stoves.
And how about this color? Yeah.
So this is a brown Majolica finish. It's really neat the way they get it. If you notice, some of the other stoves in my shop have a single tone finish to them. The brown Majolica from HearthStone is very neat and very unique. They take a cast iron stove, they coat it first with an almond enamel and bake it, and then they coat it with several coats of brown enamel after the fact and bake it again. So you get the sort of two-tone kind of look for it. Most of my customers either get the black matte finish or this brown porcelain because it's so very nice. It's also available in a blue-black finish. Here's the smaller version, the Craftsberry, shown next to it here. This is a blue-black semi-gloss enamel. It's not as thick or as glossy as the brown or some of their other colors, like black enamels in them. But the blue-black enamel is more durable. It's very hard to chip or damage. Very, very hard to chip or damage. And the nice thing is it's never going to lose its luster. A black painted stove eventually will need to be repainted. So both of these stoves actually could be rear vented into a fireplace as well. It's one of the options I didn't discuss. But this flue collar here can be turned around and the stove can be vented into an open fireplace. Things to consider if you're going to do that: do you have adequate hearth clearance?